Hi everyone, I am your professor Victoria Wessel, and I'm here to teach you about Egyptian history. Let's start with today's presentation and the lesson plan for these next 2 to 4 weeks. Of course, the introduction is Egyptian history has been one of my favorite histories since I was really little. I always love watching The Mummy. When they came out with The Mummy Returns, I was so excited. One of my things that I said that when I was little was that when I passed away, I wanted to be mummified. And I know it sounds silly, but it was one of my favorite things to honestly know about. And it's still a curiosity in my mind, and one of my dreams is to actually go to Egypt. So today we're going to learn a little bit about the history and some of their culture and actions that impacted our history also. With that being said, I do have a certification from the Pyramids of Giza from the Harvard University. So I did it during COVID time, and I thought it was a great way to explore my mindset. The lesson goals for this is that the students will learn about the life of the Egyptians' daily lives and the difference before and after. How much did our history did the Egyptian history, impacted our future and before. They came out with a lot of great things from paper, from a language, learning how to write because hieroglyphics are known to be one of the first parts of the Rosetta Stone. So it does help us out a lot in how we use our languages and how everything was a key objective into our future. Now, the lesson objectives. By the end of the lesson, the students will be able to describe the key features of ancient Egyptian, including its geography, culture, contribution to civilization. It, a lot started growing from there. Of course, we have before Christ that a lot of people were doing farming, but because they were so enriched with their culture, it was very strong and powerful. This is how everybody started learning basically chain of command and different civilization in their culture that developed into now. For the materials needed, I thought it was going to be a straightforward, but also the students have the option to do more in this course, in this subject. They can use PowerPoint, worksheets, Play-Doh, construction paper, empty box, magazines, toilet paper, cardboard. That has been like one of my favorite things to do this concept here. I have learned that with interacting with students that you have to let them free their mind a little bit more. And so hopefully this gives them an example of how Egyptians history has made still a big impact into our world. So just having this around or just learning how to read something that could be a big impact and develop the students mind into, hey, there's other professions out there besides doctor, nurses, engineering, or anything like that, and they go based off of history because history, it is a very part of our future, believe it or not. Now we go with our lesson components. I will, of course, greet the student and introduce the topic of ancient Egypt. Ask the students what they already know about ancient Egypt and write their responses on a board. And provide a brief overview of the lesson objective and how they will be achieved. And the lecture and demonstration about a good 30 minutes because you don't want to keep the student too into Egyptian history because sometimes they might get a little bit bored. Use a PowerPoint presentation to provide a detailed lecture of the ancient Egypt, including its geography, culture, contribution, and civilization, something that we just previously discussed. Use maps and illustration to help students visualize the location of Egypt and its physical features. Of course, we have the main one, which is the pyramids, the three pyramids that are in Giza. Provide an example of Egyptian art, architecture, and technology to illustrate the achievements of ancient Egypt. Like I said, one of the easiest reasons we have paper is because of the Egyptian history. Ask the students to take notes and ask questions as needed. It's plain simple, but the presentation does have to be done and completed after their 4 weeks. We might change it to a different subject, but I want them to still have like a little concept on what they want to present. The assessment will be going ongoing throughout the lesson, including through the use of handouts and peer review process. The mastery test will provide a final assessment of the student's understanding of the concept of ancient Egypt. It's going to be brief, simple, no more than 5 questions, just something straightforward. Of course, I did give students a few um, examples of what I'm looking for. Of course, with the toilet paper cardboard, that was one of my favorites because cats are a big impact in Egyptian history. As you can see, when you have the crosses or the beetle, it is made out of dough. So they can use paint, they can use Play Doh, they can use any color they want to. Of course, we have the mummy, which is something really cute in concept that I thought was amazing on how to do it. And then the book of the dead, the book of all this history that they had. Also, they could just make a simple PowerPoint and illustrate. They can dress up. They're more open to anything, but I just wanted to brief it down to certain things. Also, I do want to get their opinion on what they want to do or how they want to do it too. So these are just a few examples. The evaluation students will provide at the end of the presentation with a sculpture made out of Play-Doh, construction paper, or a box where they will have to recreate an image of an ancient history, which is what we just previously saw. Now we have the resource area. This is the resource. This is just a little brief. You can actually just go into Google and type in ancient history, less crafts, arts and crafts, and it will populate into a million things. These were just some of the few resources that I was able to provide to the students in order to teach them different things out there. And now for our final slide. They will have any questions that they have. They will contact me through email. Individual presentations are due at the end of the 4th week of the spring semester. And of course, another example of what they can use with their Pringles. Something awesome where Egyptians used to store the organs of those that had just passed away. So I thought it was a pretty cool concept how they can use the Pringles and just make it out of a new section, something Egyptian based. Other than that, I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope everybody understood what I was talking about. I am a big fangirl when it comes to ancient Egyptian history. There's a lot of questions that I ask myself, but it is a really amazing thing that they did during back in the day. Um, and I look forward to see what the students have brought up because I know it's the beginning of their freshman year as a high schooler. So I wanted to get them a little bit more involved because I know learning for them might be difficult. Um, but thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you all enjoy. Y'all have a good day.